Lawlessness. With Annette
That's my drag queen name. Stop.
Pussy Holly.
and Casey.
How can I not get a bottle of Smirnoff open?
So welcome again to Liquor and Lawlessness. I'm Annette,
And I'm Casey.
and I don't remember exactly what the disclaimer is, but, go back and listen to the disclaimer and tell your friends that we are not here to do anything but entertain you. So, welcome to our episode. So it's
Is
my
this episode 8?
I think so. That's what we're going to go with.
Okay, cool.
And, sadly, we haven't even been drinking yet. But we're about to. So I picked for my drink today. I actually found a thing that had like all these classic drinks, but I wanted to go with something that I thought I had all the crap to make at home, which I did. And this one, I think we've all heard the name before, probably have consumed it when we were 19 years old or some other slightly underage, or maybe it's our first drink, but it's called Sex on the Beach. Now there's a real recipe for it, but I'm just going to eyeball
feed me the
it.
false recipe.
I'm going to just eyeball it. So there's a little bit of vodka. That was a lot.
I don't think that's a
Well,
wee
it said
bit
like
more than a little.
it said like an ounce and a half of vodka.
Okay.
And then I think it was an ounce of peach schnapps, so a little less peach schnapps. It's going to be super sweet. So if you haven't taken your insulin today, not that you need it, but you're going to need it after this. And then a little bit of orange juice and a little bit of cranberry juice.
Well, I mean, there's your vitamins.
Right. So helps you not have a yeast infection or a bladder infection. No, urinary tract infection. What's the thing that cranberry does?
UTI.
UTI.
And the orange juice will help us fight any colds.
Have you seen that commercial for the girl who said she's had 8 UTIs in the last year, and then so she and her boyfriend made some medicine for it?
No, but good for her.
Well, I was thinking maybe he needs to wash his dick a little bit
Yeah,
more.
I mean, that's a lot of UTIs.
That's a lot of UTIs. Either
Okay.
that or, wipe from the front to the back so you don't get shit in your crotch.
That was a visual. That's the visual I didn't need yet. I haven't had any alcohol.
But now you can. I have no
Okay,
idea if this is
cheers.
going to taste any good, but,
I'm a little-
it's got a little Simply Safe orange juice and a little Ocean Spray cranberry juice. It's got to be good.
It is good. It tastes like grapefruit, oddly enough,
Oh,
to me.
yeah, kind of. It's definitely the kind of drink that doesn't taste like a drink, like alcohol. So it gets you into
Yeah.
trouble, in my opinion.
Yeah, like you could be out on the boat all day and pound these.
You could, if I had a boat, which I don't, so.
Somebody else's boat.
Yeah.
Okay. We always like to start with Urban Dictionary. So I found a word today. Do you hear my stomach gargling after I took that drink?
Needs
Holy
a little-
shit.
Need a little snack.
Snitchuation.
Oh, snitchuation.
Do you have any ideas?
Well, the word snitch implies that somebody's ratting somebody else out.
Very good. Gold star
Okay.
for you.
Yay.
It is the act of getting in trouble over a snitch's mouth.
Getting in trouble over
So,
a
like, when you
snitch's-
snitch on somebody and they get in trouble, you're in a snitchuation.
Oh, okay. Okay. You should try not to snitch if you can avoid it.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that saying? They always snitches get stitches.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
right.
here's our sentence.
Oh, God, is it any good?
It's meh.
meh.
Thanks to that bitch, I'm in a snitchuation. So,
I feel like we've all lived that.
I feel definitely like when you were younger, or my siblings,
Oh,
I-
100% with siblings.
Found myself
Siblings are
in-
the worst.
snitchuations quite a bit.
Although I did have some snitchuations where there was no snitching involved, and my brother in particular actually saved my ass.
Oh, well, look at you. So, yeah, now we all are aware of a snitchuation.
That's right. This, I think, applies to workplace stuff. Do you have snitches at work? I can't stand out a work snitch.
100%.
Yeah, nothing worse than a work snitch.
No, there's not, really. Okay, you got some stories?
I got some stories. There's some weirdo people out there. So, speaking of, like being a kid and snitchuations, this is an actual snitchuation that could, in some cases, happen because it is set in a middle school in El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
The school, I don't know if it matters, is Garcia Enrique Middle School. So it's like during COVID, sort of, because people are wearing like the COVID face mask things. And this mom, who's 30 years old, so she ought to know better. Her name's Casey. Not you, though.
I was going to say, hi.
She was a little bit concerned, as we all are, about security at her kid's school. So she decides to pretend she is her 13-year-old daughter.
I'm sorry, how old is she again?
30.
Oh, I'm sure they look a lot alike.
Well, the key is she wore like a hoodie.
Oh, so she was, and
she had the face mask on.
Okay.
Right. And I'm assuming it's a pretty big school, because the bigger the school, the less likely you are to know every kid, be able to recognize every kid.
True.
Like every teacher be able to recognize every kid. Anyway, so she poses as her daughter, and she videotapes herself because, why not? So she makes it through half of the day of school, makes it to lunch. She's bitching that the pizza is disgusting. No kidding.
Wait, can we go back? Maybe I wasn't paying attention. What is the purpose of her doing this?
Well, she believed that the security at the school wasn't as high as it should be, so that she was concerned that strangers could walk in off the street. Okay.
Keep going.
So finally, a teacher stops her and is like, I'm sure in her head the teacher's probably thinking, who the fuck are you? But in reality, she was just like, who are you and why are you here? And so sends the 30-year-old to the principal's office. Nightmare, right? So administration calls the police.
As they should.
Yeah, because it's criminal trespassing.
Because you're fucking weird.
Right. Now, the issue is that she signed in. I guess they sign in the morning. She signed in using her daughter's name and her daughter's ID.
Oh, she's a technology violation. Wow.
So the sign-in sheet is used for attendance in Texas, and those sheets, I guess, go to at least during this time, they went to the Texas Education Agency. So now she's falsifying government records, which is getting her into even more trouble.
Okay.
So she posts this stupid thing online, and then eventually they finish their investigation and they come to arrest her, which she also films. And she's bragging that the original one, where she pretended to be her daughter, her 13-year-old daughter, that went viral.
Oh, so she's trying to be an influencer.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. So she is convicted of criminal trespassing. She's sentenced to probation and 100 hours of community service.
I'm sure her daughter's proud.
Yes, I'm sure. The district issued a statement, how they always issue a statement. Our security measures are being reviewed and evaluated.
You think?
You think.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
I don't know what to say. I can't imagine wanting to go back to middle school.
No. No. I'm just like having memories of the smell of Axe. Like the hallways are adrift with the smell of Axe spray.
Axe and ass, I think, is probably the best way to describe the smell of middle school. Like body odor.
Yeah, BO. The bow.
Yeah, the bow. Yep. So not a good look.
Well, I have I know you're going to be surprised, but I have a criminal out of Florida.
Oh, shocking.
This Florida gentleman was wanted by the police. His name is Johnny Yates.
Okay.
And he's 41 years old, so
maybe should know better?
Well, yeah, when you hear the story, like he's not in kindergarten. He's 41.
Okay.
He was wanted by the Polk County Sheriff's Office for aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and tampering charges.
Those are serious.
They were, but he was on the run.
Okay.
So, what would one do if you were on the run from the police?
Stay low key?
Yeah, stay low key, try to hide from them.
Not have a situation.
Not have a situation. But the police got a tip about him being holed up in a home.
His own home?
It just says a home.
Okay.
But what he did to deter the police is he took a very large whiteboard and put it on the front porch of the home.
Okay.
And he wrote, Johnny Yates does not live here.
Ah.
Because
he thought that would deter the police.
Yeah, the police would come to the porch and look here, I have a picture of it.
And they would read the sign.
They would read the sign that Johnny Yates does not live here, and they would leave and go about their day.
I appreciate the all capitalization of not with the underline to emphasize.
Yes, and there's 2 exclamation marks. It's actually really neat handwriting.
It is.
I'm wondering if Johnny had somebody write it for him, because
Maybe.
that's really nice handwriting.
Especially on a whiteboard. Those are hard to write on.
Yeah. So he did not throw them off his trail.
No?
No.
That's
and
bizarre. I'm shocked.
this is a picture of Johnny's
Oh,
mugshot.
Johnny doesn't look like anyone's home at all.
No. But anyhow, he still didn't come out. Imagine that. The sign didn't throw the police off. They continued to knock and announce themselves. So they had to put, what is it? It's called like surrender smoke, where they like
Oh, I don't know. That's a thing?
Yeah, they like smoke bomb the house or whatever, trying to get people out. 4 people came out of the house. None of them were Johnny.
Oh.
Yep, no Johnny. Is that a song or something? No Johnny. I don't know.
I don't know. You could make it a song. This whole podcast thing doesn't work out.
So they did more smoke,
Uh-huh.
and no Johnny.
Because he does not live here.
Johnny does not live here. He was trying to throw them off still. So anyways, the deputies went in with a canine dog.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine that. They located Johnny.
Where was he?
He was hiding in a chest, like of drawers. He was in the drawers.
Is he tiny?
I mean, he must be. It doesn't show like his face. His mugshot's just his face. So I don't know.
Okay. Maybe it's like an armoire,
He
though,
looks-
so that there's some cupboards, too.
I don't know.
Because how do you hide in a drawer?
He looks fucking angry, though.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Well, because he doesn't live there, and they arrested him anyway.
So he was arrested and taken to jail.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that was his parting gift, a charge of resisting arrest after all the other shit they were looking for.
So back to the smoke. Does it cause damage? Because I'm going to be pissed if Johnny's not at, because it's not his home, but he's at my home, and I get damage to my house because Johnny won't surrender.
I don't know. I feel like that's maybe we need like law enforcement to wait.
Uh-huh.
And I could be talking completely out of my ass when I call
Never.
when I call it surrender smoke.
If it's not called that, it should be
I'm not really sure if that's
a thing.
a thing, but
It should be, though.
it's like smoke bombing them out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not tear gas. That's its own thing.
No, I think that's I think that's a lot more heightened.
Right.
But-
especially because they weren't sure he lived there.
Correct. Johnny Yates does not live here. Not is, yes, like you said, uppercase and underlined.
Yes. Yes,
So-
yes. Very, very stupid.
Yeah.
Speaking of stupid,
Okay.
so this one happened in Leeds, Alabama, in a sporting goods store, and it didn't give the name, but it looks just like a Bass Pro shop. So it's got all the taxidermy
Okay, yeah.
animals everywhere, and like the fish tank thing in the middle.
Okay, big fish tank.
Yeah, huge. This one happens to be really, really big, bigger than the one that's closest to my house. And like the front of it is all, I'm sure it's not glass. I'm sure it's like plastic, but like see-through.
Gotcha.
So,
Yep.
so it's deep
Yep.
and see-through, so you can see all the fish in the pond. So 42-year-old George Aaron Owens. I'm guessing he was a bit under the influence because he crashed his car into a pole in the parking lot.
Okay.
Then runs into the store, strips naked.
He did not jump in the fucking
He
fish
cannonballs his ass into the pool, into the water.
tank. Nobody's going to notice that.
Right. Oh no, he's expecting people to notice because he's treading water in this clear pool.
Well, that
and
was
he's,
nice of him to take his clothes off
right,
first.
and he's
so that everybody now can see his shrivel up wiener.
right.
Okay.
And the store, at least the store by my house, you know, kids are in that store. It's a sporting goods store, for goodness sakes. Like when I say sporting goods, not like, you know, basketball and football, but like Bass Pro Shops. So
Right,
it's
right.
hunting and fishing and stuff. And so he's treading water and he's yelling to the customers, "I'm going to fuck your wife." And eventually the police are called.
My God.
So he decides he's going to jump out of the pool,
Okay.
but slips, of course, and then smacks his head on the concrete below. So he passes out just for a minute or so. And then when he comes to, I know this will be shocking, he refuses to comply with the officers.
Imagine
There was no whiteboard involved. He just refuses to comply with them. Ends up kicking one in the groin, which is sure to piss them off.
Yep.
With good reason. And then they start dragging his ass away like a toddler. Like they're holding on to his arm, but he's all wet, so he's slipping along
And
this
he's
thing.
naked. Gross.
He's naked. But the good news is that the floor is all wet, and he's all wet, so he can, slide pretty easily. But it literally, I saw a video of it. It literally looks like the way you drag your toddler.
Yes.
Who's
We're gonna have
misbehaving.
To post that. We're gonna have to post a video.
And so he ends up pleading guilty to criminal mischief, resisting arrest, and public lewdness, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And apparently this is a thing. People jump in these little pond things inside these. And again, they didn't say the name, but I think it's a Bass Pro Shop. Over and over and over. Is Bass Pro Shop a national chain, or is it just in Michigan?
I don't know.
But it looked like it, so it was the same premise. Yeah.
Wouldn't you be afraid like that fish would
bite your I don't know.
nibble on your...
You would think. Anyway, it made me think of the Beverly Hillbillies with the cement pond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if we were giving it a title. Yep.
Okay.
So good on you, George Owens.
I have a local story.
Oh, I love a local
This
story.
is from the great state of Michigan. This occurred at the Dollar Tree, which is now the $1.25 tree, might I add.
Yes.
Nothing.
Okay, but let me just say that Dollar Tree has been rocking it out lately.
Yes, but we need to change the name.
Okay. That's expensive, though.
Hot Pockets. There goes another one of my little tunes. This gentleman was accused of stealing Hot Pockets.
From the dollar store?
From the Dollar Tree. Oh, Dollar General.
Dollar General.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's the Dollar
Does that
General.
one have a jingle?
I don't know, does it?
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the General, the insurance.
Yeah, Dollar General?
I don't think so.
It's in Highland Park, Michigan.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you're familiar with that? It's a
Yes.
suburb of Detroit.
Yep. Well, it's technically inside the city of Detroit, but yeah,
Okay.
it's its own city.
Well, he needed some, I don't know, ham and cheddar,
I mean,
Hot Pockets, pepperoni pizza. I don't know what. Anyhow.
it doesn't say what flavor. That's not very effective reporting.
Yeah. It was at 10 in the morning, too. So kind of early.
I don't know. I don't ever buy food at the dollar store.
I don't either. But that's a whole nother.
What's this guy's name?
That's a whole nother.
Johnny?
That's a whole nother.
Or did I just make that up?
Subject. His last name's Hudson.
Okay.
I don't know if they ever say his first name because I'm a great researcher, but they just they refer to him as Hudson.
Mm-hmm. Hot Pocket Hudson.
Hot Pocket Hudson. Also threatened to shoot all the store employees.
Okay, not cool.
Right, when they caught him trying to steal the Hot Pockets. He was stuffing them into his pocket. into his coat pocket. Went the Hot Pockets.
Can we just say, for the record, though, these people who are working at these stores are not making $1 million, so stop threatening them and stop hurting them.
Right? But
take
this
your
is
Hot
not
Pockets
even my
and get the
favorite
hell
part
out.
of the story.
Oh, God, okay.
Okay, so when they called the police, obviously.
Hopefully, yeah, because the threat part is not good.
They went to the Dollar General where they found Hudson eating Hot Pockets in the break room.
Like in the store?
Yeah, he was just hanging out in the break room having his Hot Pockets.
Dude.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with this
I know.
dude.
So he's just, chilling back there.
Now I can't go on break because he's back there.
Right? He was taken into
That's the
custody,
real crime.
Right? He was taken into custody, and they did find a 9mm pistol in him.
Holy crap.
In his backpack, they said during the arrest.
Oh my gosh, that's scary. I'm glad the staff didn't approach him then.
I know. And imagine this, but the gun was stolen.
Stolen.
And he did not have a valid CPL.
Oh, shocking.
Probably could have guessed that too.
Uh-huh. And his hands were all greasy, so he couldn't even pull the trigger.
He did tell the police, though, that he did not steal the Hot Pockets.
Oh.
As he was sitting in the break room.
Eating the Hot Pockets.
Eating the Hot Pockets.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Did he need a medic because his mouth, the roof of his mouth got trashed from the insides of the Hot Pockets that are always too hot when you pull them out?
Yeah, I don't know. But Hot Pockets. There you go.
Wow, what a mess.
If you're going to get arrested, I'm not trying to get arrested, but if you're
No.
going to get arrested, can we not do it stealing Hot Pockets from Dollar General?
You would think.
Okay.
You would think. and then the problem is, like, he's got all these extra charges now because he threatened them and he actually had a gun, and there's
Right.
probably all kinds of stuff. It's not just stealing $1.25 worth of Hot Pockets.
Yeah, they don't say how much he stole, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say more.
I know, but like, is it $1.25 a box, or is it in the $3 or $5 section
Oh, I don't know.
of the it's a Dollar General. Never mind.
Dollar General. I don't think I've ever been in a Dollar General.
I think I was in one.
I think I've only been in Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree's my go-to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So since we're going local,
Okay.
I got a Wyandotte story. So
Oh,
those
that's
of you,
not too far from Highland Park.
it's
where we just
not
were.
Wyandotte. For those of you who are familiar with Michigan, well, maybe the ones not familiar with Michigan, it's what's called downriver. So it's south of the city of Detroit.
Down river
But
girls
down-
driving me crazy.
Is that a song?
I feel like I remember that from my childhood because everybody would talk about the downriver girls.
Okay. I feel like you made it up.
they're
I feel
kinda-
like
they're kinda,
your
ooh,
friends
ooh.
made it up.
No.
There's something. There's something. Anyway, so this is sort of like a ride or die story, is what I'm going to call it.
Okay.
So Nawal Alhami is 21. She's driving home. It's about 2 a.m.
Okay.
So-
2 a.m. I'm sure she's perfectly sober.
Correct. Right. Now, she there's a police car nearby, and she nearly sideswipes another car.
Well, that's the way to get his attention. the
And
police
so
officer.
she, of course, gets pulled over and has to do a field sobriety test. I don't know how hard those are to pass, but like they were asking her to count and then do 1,000. So she was going like 20
Count from 1 to 1,000?
No. Like go 1,000, 2, 1,000, like that.
Gotcha.
And so I don't know if she started at 1, but she did 21,000 instead of 21,000.
Oh.
Or 1,000, and then 31,000, then 61,000, then back to 21,000 because she just like couldn't get it together, and she was supposed to stand on one leg. She
She was a hot mess.
was a hot mess. So then she does the breathalyzer and she blows a 0.14, which is almost double the legal limit. So they're going to put her under arrest. And as they're putting her under arrest, her passenger, Kiani Savanos, I think is how you pronounce it, Cavazos or something like that, who's 19, jumps out of the passenger seat and starts to talk to the cops and yell at the cops and talk to her friend and say she wants to go to jail with her friend. Now,
Wow, that's some fucking loyalty.
I know, right? I love you. I'm not going to jail for you.
No.
No, I'm going with my own shit. If I did my own shit and I go to jail, then that, or we're both in it together. Like, it's really only the one friend, the driver, who's going to go to jail. But she decides she's going to go to jail.
Well, she's a dumbass.
Yeah. It's her best. She's like yelling, it's my best friend. She's been my best friend I've known her for 10 years. And even the friend, the drunk driver, is saying, no, you're not going to jail with me, whatever. No. And the police are saying, no, it's not a hotel. You're not coming to jail with your
definitely not a
friend.
hotel.
But she's adamant. And so finally her boyfriend shows up and he's trying to drag her away and tell her, this is stupid. What are you doing? And she's insistent upon going to jail. And then
I'm assuming she is also hammered.
Clearly, she must be, right? I'm hoping, at least, that she's not just this much of a dumbass on a regular basis. Anyway, so her boyfriend's trying to get her to get in his car and go home and be, like, not in jail, and she shoves him. And so the police are like, that's it, this is disorderly conduct. Now you are going to jail, you dumb bitch. So she calls home from jail and she's like, hi, Mom, I'm in jail. And she starts laughing. Can you imagine getting a call like that from...
She starts laughing?
Mm-hmm. And clearly the mother on the other end is telling her, what in the hell are you doing? Stop laughing. And she said, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh. I just wanted to say I'm drunk, I'm in jail. I just wanted to let you know.
You know what? She sounds like such a fucking moron. She should be in jail.
Mm-hmm. So she eventually, that disorderly conduct charge for shoving her boyfriend, that gets dismissed. But she does get a minor in possession because she's a moron.
Oh, that's right. She was 19.
She's 19.
Dumbass.
And I don't know enough about minor in possession. Does it go away, or does that have an impact on your ability to get a job?
I would think
Because
so.
you have to report, like on job applications, don't you have to report misdemeanors too?
Yeah, I don't know. The good news for us is we aren't criminals. So I'm not really sure.
I know, but I just, like, how
But
stupid
a lot
is
of
this
people
girl?
get MIPs.
I know they do.
up at college.
Right.
You know, like
Does it
around
disappear?
here. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know?
I'm sure somebody knows.
What happens to an MIP? Does it follow you forever?
Because I would think that a job wouldn't care necessarily.
Okay. That's a whole nother
I mean, we're not
can
going
of
to...
worms. I mean, like, okay, like the people that are hiring, the person never had a drink underage.
Probably.
They were never a minor in possession.
Well, that's why I'm thinking most jobs. I mean, you can be a felon and the president. So... And we'll leave that there.
Yeah, we'll move on. Okay. Are we ready to talk about our Ain't That the Shit?
Sure.
Okay. Because I got one.
Cool.
And it's local. Again.
Ooh, I love a local.
Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant David Howard
Lieutenant Dan.
and Travis Winter.
Oh, two.
So 2 Detroit firefighters.
Okay.
Yep. Shout out to them
Mm-hmm.
because they saved a 2-year-old.
Oh.
I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. Is it Javion? Javion? Javon?
Javion, probably.
Okay. He was only 2 and they saved him from a house fire.
Oh.
So, Lieutenant David Howard and Travis Winter, Detroit firefighters, shout out to you because you are the shit.
They are the shit. Ain't that the shit?
Ain't that the shit. And we hope you enjoyed this episode of Liquor and Lawlessness.
And we'll see you again.
Yep. And until then, stay thirsty, bitches.
And hydrate.
Hydrate. Yep. Bye-bye.